Hey everybody, Mark Johnson here, founder and creative director of Able Labor Studios, back again with another episode of For the Love of Monday, episode number 40. So yes, I hope everyone is off to a positive and productive week. Get off on that right foot, start the week in a bang so that you can carry that momentum throughout the rest of the week. In today's post, I am again going back to the well of the BehindTheHustle.com website, and I'm pulling out another article. This one is entitled How to Connect with Influencers. I chose this article in the sense that, sometimes it does take someone who's already done it to kind of help you along the way, in a sense like a mentorship, if you want to say that. But maybe it's just, someone, just kind of pointing, shining the spotlight on you and giving you your opportunity to shine, because, they know what it takes. They've been through it themselves, and they kind of, just kind of want to be able to give back in a way and just kind of like reach down and, give someone else a hand. And that's kind of what an influencer can do, depending on what industry you are in. This article was mainly focused on the music industry, but, the way that it was written, it can kind of basically help you gear yourself to really any industry, so don't necessarily be too worried about that. But this article again is how to connect with influencers. This one is written by Courtney Harding. She's an author, she's also a professor, and she's also a consultant, and also she's kind of works in the industry of music and virtual reality in between that too. And so she writes this article that gives you the 4 tips on how to connect with influencers. So let's get started. So the number 1 way on how to connect with influencers is define your target audience. Another way to think about it is just kind of get to your niche, find your niche. And the reason why this is important is because, if you're going in there just kind of thinking that, everyone is part of your audience, you're going to miss the point. And the point is to get to the people who will be your core audience, the people who are going to, be the most wanting to be a part of, who you are, what you're doing, and what you're sharing. If it's just, like, again, this article is geared to musicians and musical artists, who's going to be the people that are going to be wanting to hear your music the most. At a certain point, you may be opened up to a wider audience, but at a certain point when you're starting out, you want to be able to determine your target audience. The number 2 way on how to connect with influencers is you want to be able to develop your pitch, or in a sense, craft your angle. And you do this by basically telling your story, and not telling your story in just kind of like a blah 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 way, but telling your story in the way that makes you unique, makes you different than any other person out there. In the article they talk about, you talk about just calling yourself a band, but what makes your band special? And in the article they also talk about this idea of being very specific of what makes you unique. And so let's say you're a band, but what makes your band different than another band? Well, because maybe you're a Filipino American band, okay? But not only a Filipino American band, you're a Filipino American band from the Bronx that does black music, okay? I mean how unique, or how, in a sense, narrowed down niche is it compared to just kind of saying you're a band? So that's kind of what you want. You want to be able to develop your pitch in the sense that it's telling your story in the most unique way possible that singles you out compared to anyone else. So the number 3 way on how to connect with influencers is be smart with your social media. And how you do this as well, basically you definitely want to have a social media presence, be it Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, any of those. You definitely want to have a presence on there. But at the same time, you don't want to be doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. And when I say everyone else is doing is, you don't want to be the type of person that's using every trending hashtag with every post that you use. At a certain point, you want to be able to be organic, develop your audience, by being organic. Using hashtags that are important to you, hashtags that again are unique to you. And in that way, you'll develop an audience over time. It won't necessarily just explode overnight. And again, maybe it does. But at the same time, you want to be able to build that audience organically by using hashtags and posting things that show you as a well-rounded artist, not just posting you're gonna be playing here, you're gonna be doing this, you want to be able to show things that show that you're a well-rounded artist. You're human, you're a person. Show your personality, show the things that you do on a daily basis that are part of your journey as an artist, a musician, a creator. So the fourth and final way, according to Courtney Harding, on how to connect with influencers is to be able to take advantage of the sites that connect with influencers. And again, this article was geared to musicians, and so the two social media sites that they talk about here are mainly music, are sites geared to musicians. But at the same time, if you do a little research, again, depending on what is your area of expertise, if you do a little research, I'm sure you can find other social media sites that are geared to artists or painters or sculptors, whatever it may be. And through that you can kind of develop this connection to people who are already maybe further ahead than you. Maybe you've already broken through, and that can maybe give you that hand up or even that mentorship to kind of help you from where you're at in your career. The two that they talk about for musicians in this article, one is called Muzuka, and it's really a site kind of to share your music and be able to get feedback from your followers, in the sense like if they like it or don't like it. The other one is called Fluent, and this is a pay site, and in a sense you kind of get an opportunity to either get feedback from your followers or producers or people in the music industry, and even at a certain point you can even get that person to kind of reach out and kind of contact you and give you that hand up or even that guidance, like in a mentorship, to kind of what would be the next step for you as a musician. But again, if you just kind of do a little research and just kind of type in the kind of art that you do or creative outlet that you do, I'm sure you can definitely find social media sites, and you should take advantage of these to kind of help give you the opportunity to connect with other influencers. So there you have it. Those are the 4 ways, according to Courtney Harding, on how you can connect with influencers. Hopefully this information has been helpful to you. Again, I chose this for this article to review today because I kind of was in that situation of kind of looking for an opportunity to kind of network with people outside of my current location. I live in a small town, and so it's kind of difficult to kind of be able to network with people who can really advance your career or give you some real good guidance on what would be the next step for your career. And so actually reaching out to these type of people, even through like Instagram or even like Twitter, those can be great opportunities to kind of find people that can help you with the next step in your career. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, definitely subscribe. And if if any of these tips were definitely helpful to you, leave me a comment in the comment box below. Let me know which of these tips was one that kind of set off a bell or give you a little light, set up a little light bulb in your head of things that you can do to kind of to take the next step in your career or kind of even advance your career. So yeah, definitely leave me a comment and I'll definitely reply. Would like to be able to start a conversation with anyone out there. And yeah, like we always do this time, have a blessed day. See you in the flip side. Let's go.